Here we have the new 911 Turbo and Turbo S. Every new 911 Carrera may come turbocharged now, but Porsche is still keeping the Turbo and Turbo S brands available because they're very important for Porsche. Porsche, of every 911 sold, 1 out of 4 is a Turbo or a Turbo S. And when you think that these typically cost around $150,000 to $180,000, that's a very significant car for Porsche. Now, big changes for these are power. The Turbo now does 540 horsepower, the Turbo S does 580 horsepower. The Turbo S gets new turbos and a couple different changes in the engine that gives it a higher red line by about 200 RPM, so it'll rev out to 7,200 RPM. Of course, they're faster than ever. Porsche's saying they're down a tenth of a second, or their 0 to 60 performance or acceleration has improved by a tenth of a second to even more absurd acceleration. And what's crazy is when you realize that these are sort of grand touring cars and not extreme performance cars, their performance becomes all that more incredible. Without further ado, let's take a look inside. We are inside of this gorgeous 911 Turbo Cabriolet. This is also Turbo S. We have this beautiful red leather. I'm on sucker for the way this looks, especially when it contrasts to a white or silver exterior. Now the nice thing is that they've adopted the steering wheel from the Porsche 918, and that's a really nice thing because that steering wheel is fantastic. And it came from a car that costs almost $1 million and had roughly 1,000 horsepower, and being able to hold on to something from that car feels really good, especially when you're in something that's just a 911 Turbo S. Now you see the Rev Counter goes to 7,000, although Porsche says this will do 7,200 RPM. That's 200 more than the standard Turbo. And the speedometer also kind of goes to 225, although Porsche says the Turbo S will top at about 205 if you can find a place to do it. Now you see the standard Porsche controls down here behind the PDK shifter with your dynamic chassis control, your stability control, and all that. Porsche's actually introduced an intermediary stability control with this car, a sport setting that allows you to get some more, sideways fun without releasing the car to the laws of physics entirely. These seats always feel fantastic, the driving position always feels excellent, and the acceleration, as you can imagine, is fantastic. To find out more about the 911 Turbo and Turbo S and their competitors like the Mercedes AMG GT and the Lamborghini Huracan, be sure to visit Edmunds.com.